right, man, let's talk about Pistons possibly acquiring Donte DiVincenzo. Used to play at Villanova. Used to play for the Knicks. I don't know where he played that before the Knicks. Where that dude play at? I know he played for the Minnesota Timberwolves right now, and there was rumors that he wasn't happy being in Minnesota, coming off the bench. But I think he'd be a good fit for the Pistons, to be honest. Decent size, decent handle. I mean, he's one of those, modern league, kind of modern guards. Modern guards just only thing that make you interchangeable between the 1 and the 2 in most situations is your height and your size, your height. So he about 6'4". I mean, we seen him in a playoff game come up big, can shoot the lights out, can rebound a little bit, can facilitate a little bit, can handle the ball, can make good decisions. So I mean, he fits next to a lot of guys. I mean, he's good as a spark plug off the bench. Solid defender, can get to the rim. I mean, it ain't too much he can't really do. So, I mean, he'd be a good candidate to hold it down. For a while, I think he could be a starter in a championship caliber team. I mean, he really don't have too many holes in his game. So, I mean, if you can acquire a guy like that, put him next to Cade, I think you'll be, I mean, it ain't the greatest. But I don't think they have to be the greatest. You got two guys willing to defend. He can shoot the blood out the ball. I mean, he can attack. He can facilitate. I mean, now he can score too. I mean, he's a guy like most of the time we talk about going to get guys that can get their own shot. We thinking about Ingram. We thinking guys like that, McCallum. But he one of them dudes that I don't really think he gonna mess up the chemistry. And I don't think once he gets it going, he understands. It's my time. I'm watching him play. I don't really see selfish. I really see Piston. Other than the little, incident he had with the N-word. I mean, it wasn't, it wasn't nothing to what Josh Allen said, but nonetheless, that's another conversation for another day. He obviously, I think he a great fit for what the Pistons do. And other guys to kind of speak on in that vein where I'll be talking about, it sound like the Bulls, if they can't move Levine, they might have to get rid of Kobe White. He's a guy I've been talking about for years where, people was in the comment section telling me Killian was better than Kobe White. And I'm like, dude, I watched Kobe White at Carolina. I knew he was going to be a really good ball player, and he tearing it up. Sometimes when you spend 1 year in college or you spend 3 or 4 years in college, you don't, it's hard to get that development going, but he's found his niche and he's a bucket. But I think as far as all the way around, DiVincenzo, I think is one of the better fits for what the Pistons want. Play at Villanova. I think he might have been there when Jay was there when Jay Wright was there. They played with a Villanova guards played with Jay Wright was the head coach. They played with a certain toughness, a certain grit, a certain griminess, like They're grit. I mean, any grit, grimy, tough, scrappy. I mean, going back to Kyle Lowry, Randy Foye, Allen Ray. I mean, they always had really tough and gritty guards. And he one of those guys. He's fit perfect. This new identity that the Pistons are forming, where people used to invite them, to the arena, where he used to come to Little Caesars and just walk all over the Pistons, and the Pistons is letting people know, like, we ain't little bro no more. Like, we ain't no dysfunctional franchise anymore. You gonna come here, even if you win, you gonna respect us. And they fighting to get their respect back. And it's hard to resalvage your respect in this league. It's hard. It's hard. Once you get a reputation that the Pistons was getting, a lot of those young guys got it. Credit to, Terajan Langdon, credit to J.B. Biggerstaff, and credit to Tom Gores, for helping them guys shed that label of being walkovers and pushovers. They know when they come to Detroit, it's gonna be tough and gritty, and we ain't backing down. And this is the definition of getting your honor and getting your respect back. I think DiVincenzo would be a perfect fit. Out of all the kind of guys we talk about being a good fit, I like the kid out of Brooklyn, Cam Johnson. Always liked him, but I think he's the ideal fit. I don't think it'll be any hard transition fitting him in his offense. And if, Ivy do come back and you can convince, DiVincenzo or Ivy to come to the bench, I think he'll be all right. I think they can play together too. So the way he shoot the ball, and then also for Minnesota, you able to let Rob Dillingham, do his thing. Minnesota, a few games over 500. So why not let, Rob Dillingham just, take a few steps back this season and then grow. But I don't think they're going to keep Anthony Edwards there too much longer, to be honest. Getting rid of Karl Anthony Towns, I think that was the Rudy Gobert trade is going to spell the end for them. So I would call Minnesota. Minnesota might as well let, Rob Dillingham shake free and, be the man over there. That's the best way he's going to keep Anthony Edwards happy is get him another ace. But yeah, I would call over there from the Pistons, and I would try to facilitate a deal for DiVincenzo. I think that'd be a great fit. You probably can match salaries up, and still be able to, make something else happen, and then eventually, if you have the opportunity to do something greater, guess what? You get Ivy healthy, you still got DiVincenzo. You got a bunch of pieces. So, I think, I don't know what Minnesota will want for his services. That'll be an interesting trade. I don't think, I wouldn't just, me personally, Beasley, Hollins, and Cade is a no-go. And probably Duran in that situation is a no-go. But anybody else is probably, probably a fair game. But DiVincenzo, that's what you need right there. That's what you need. He may not be the ideal scorer that you need, but boy, he catch fire. He starts shooting that. He should shoot the skin off the ball real quick. And then you still can go find your scorer on the wing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, then going out there and getting Ingram in the offseason or at the discount. If you can add DiVincenzo, Ingram, to Cade, Duran, and I'm keeping Tobias if I can. A lot of people want to get rid of Tobias. People don't understand how important he is. He's defending that position that you couldn't defend before he got here. That has a lot to do why they win in games too. But they just look at the offensive stats. And he's starting to heat up. Sometimes them veterans, you got to let them knees heat up. Them elbows and ligaments heat up a little bit. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's just something to think about. I think he's a great fit. But, hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine, or whatever's in the link tree at this point. But yeah, I like DiVincenzo. I'm gonna talk about Kobe White. Spoke about Kobe White a few years ago, and I was right and y'all was wrong. Most of y'all was wrong on that. Told y'all, Kiliana better than Kobe White. That still cracking me up to this day. Peace.